What is hemping? What is hemping? What is hemping? What is hemping? A monkey wrench in my back. Something in my back. Sorry, that has been a long time and coming, but we back. We back, Jack. It's a bunch of weeders on the T-Dot. A bunch of people that's hating on the crew. Fuck you. And I've seen a lot of people over there supporting this clown. Y'all know what's going on. Fuck it. He think he the plug. Hating on my homeboy. What's wrong with you? We're gonna get some shit going. It's a reader on the T-Dot. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it is what it is. See what Jay got going on. Jay got some super rants. Killed Reverend 40. What's up, anti-war hero? You finally got you some of that Jake Rose? I'm chilling, anti-war hero. How you been, brother? Hope all is well. I don't think he's gonna bring back those ounces because I don't think it was feasible. But hopefully, you guys got you some. Shout out to Jake Rose. Use code Fold'em at checkout. They got some DWC. They got some cherry butter toast. It's gonna be a hell of a cross. What's going on, Raymond? How you been feeling, Raymond? Raymond's one of the OGs around here. If y'all haven't subbed up to Raymond's channel, please be so kind and do so. One of the big OGs. Looking at some of this amazing flower that Jay Groves is bringing out. This flower's got me mouth watering. Ooh. It's looking good. it's looking good. All right. Guess I'm back. Think that we crashed for a minute. That's that Jay Groves, man. When he goes, it goes fast, man. You gotta go fast. You gotta have something already inside your cart. The secret is have something inside the cart already. I don't know what I just did. I gotta invite myself back in. Yeah, Jake Rose, he sells out most definitely fast, guys. Yeah, YouTube is fucking us over. I heard good things about Flower Girls. See, Jay got a cult following, guys. Like on Reddit, if you haven't seen, a lot of people are really, 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 really on Jake Rose like that. You know, I had people contact me like, "Is Jake Rose worth it? Is it worth the hype? Is it worth the hype?" I told them try it out and see. Best thing I can tell you is try it out. They tried it out. They do their little Reddit forums, but he has like a cult following, and when people find out that there's good rosin and good hash, they're coming. And he keeps his drop consistent. There's one thing he does, he keeps that drop consistent. Shout out to Jay Groves. That's why I was like, I used to be mad. I was like, because I'm like, how am I supposed to shop? I'm loading my cart up. I don't even know. You could use token also. Use token. I think token give you a better deal. Use my boy Tom code. You're looking for a better deal, you can use tokens. I think Tom got a better code. Use token. You can type in everybody, all the creators' name, and they all get a piece of the action. I don't know if you know that. Don't be stingy. Share it around. If you're looking for the best code, use token. Be real. Don't be stingy. Spread the love. Yeah. I already know. War Hero, he here for them deals. She buttering up. She buttering up. Butter. It's just butter. Use Ray 420. Ray probably got a code too. Man, I really been so involved in other things that I got going on. Get the right reviews for one of my favorite dispensaries. So it's like everything's a blessing. A lot of people like be playing those little weird games, and it's like it's cool when you think that you're winning, but it's all about winning. You gotta have some pudding in the show. The proof is always in the pudding, is what I was always told. Now, if you guys haven't shopped Cali Horizons, go over and shop Cali Horizons. They got that toad venom. You haven't shopped Cali Rooted for your clones and seeds. Go to I got codes everywhere. We don't worry about those codes, Raymond. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And sometimes them codes ain't gonna be paying no rent. Code work everywhere. That's the thing. We try not to pressure no one. We want you guys to have fun, enjoy yourself. If you look for the best deal, shop around. Don't stop at just one place. There's hundreds of THCA vendors out there. A lot of them are willing to reach out and work with you guys. I'm not willing to reach out and work with a lot of the THCA companies because I know the real and I know what's up on the back end. It's like when you deal with it and you step in it, sometimes you don't clean your shoe off so that you know what you stepped in. You know what I mean? So that's why we like a lot of companies I don't even recommend anymore because they're going to do one thing and push the consumer off something else. And that's what they got the bait and switch. They want to send the creator this, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to JK keeping me going. I got my memo today. I was like, what? Yeah, I got bond codes. The codes everywhere, man. I got supposed to be coming out with our own line real soon. It's just been a heat wave, and I haven't been able to go down to the warehouses and meet with everybody. But when this heat wave come down, most definitely I'm gonna be down there. Yeah, TSB. I got a code over there. Flat Glass, Tag, all the major glass places. Phoenix Glass. Then we're gonna start showcasing smaller glass blowers, like Hasselnut. Shout out to G West Glass. Shout out to Bear Courts. Shout out to Posar. Got codes everywhere. It's just more than THCA, more than bongs, it's more than codes. I try to save everybody something. Yeah, Jake Rose, he got it going on. I thought he was gonna release some of that toad venom this week. There's only one place you can get that toad venom, and that's at Cali Horizons. Use code FOLDEMENT all together at checkout over at Cali Horizons. Go get that toad venom. Telling you, got that toad venom. Excuse me. Yeah, I've been chilling. Shout out to the Patriots, man. You guys know who you are. I appreciate you guys for doing the things that you do out there. Keep that fucking community growing. Shout out to everybody that's doing their thing, man. Man, I'm hearing it is fire, Raymond. I I had shuffle some money today, because this gas it creeped up so high. I'm used to gas being a little cheaper than what it was. I was gonna grab some, but I'm waiting on some money, so try to get some money so I can grab some of that. I'm gonna try to buy some of that up. When you get something like that toad venom, you put it in one of those black bags and seal it up and forget about it. Get one of those bags and you forget about it. Yeah, it's been a heat wave, man. It's been high 90s. It's been a real heat wave. Raymond they said he got him 2 zips. Raymond said he got 2 zips. I know it, Raymond. Raymond stays stocked up. That's pretty hot too, Raymond. Cheers without the beers, y'all. I needed this. I needed this. Woo. Yeah, it's hot. It's pretty hot, bro. Yeah, we got a heat wave going on. Woo. Not just intensified the heat. There's got to be something with this global warming because it's not even summer yet. I remember it's supposed to heat up, but I don't think it's supposed to get this hot. Exactly. That's what it's good for. Just pop a seed and let Mother Nature go to work. Ooh, that's some good stuff. It's some good stuff. What is going on? It is the only man that got all the rock and roll jams. It is Joe G, the OG, the original Joe G, the OG, on the ones and twos, coming through with the news that you cannot lose. He's spinning the tunes. He's got the great hemp. He's got the codes. Shop Cali Horizons, man. Joe, have you seen the Toad Venom over at Cali Horizons? Yeah, it's looking good, brother. Um, trying to get those trying to get that cast together. She's looking wet. She's wet. It's butter. Use code Joe G, man. You know how we do it, Joe. We spread the love, man. We spread the love, man. That's one thing we do. It's not about pushing the code. It's about saving for you guys. You know, at the end of the day, we do it really for you guys to save. You know, we want you to be happy and thankful. The companies give us a little bit of gratitude for you guys to save. You know, because they don't have to give us those codes, bro. And the company give you a code. They're trusting their vision. What's going on, TJ? I might fall asleep waiting on the puff coat to heat up. Do 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 do. Wow, she's still cooking. She's still cooking, and she just turned off. That was a big dab. Zaza is the original code. Shout out to code Zaza. Man, but it does give a good flavor. The best flavor comes from I think the Dr. Dabber. I think the Dr. Dabber is like the best fucking flavor out there. This one gives a good flavor for a couple $100. You can put it in the case, take it with you. That's the only good thing. I like this because I can just stick it in my pocket and really just be like, let's go. Come on. If it really fits in my pocket, I'll stick it in my pocket. Stick it in the cup holder. Fits perfect in the cup holder. Exactly. I could make a straight fucking burrito. I could have a warm frozen burrito, bro. But that's why they call it the pub slow. It's not because it goes fast, it's because it goes slow. But it gives you a hell of a dab, though. Give you a nice punch. They got an event in San Diego. I'm like debating, is it worth going to? Oh, it's the same thing. For me, it's different reasons. Like, it's for more health reasons. And it's been totally beneficial, like not relying on a lot of medications and different things due to the different products that they have available. And a lot of the homies, they like on other planets. Other people, people like are like trees, they grow different. Some people going straight up, some people going astray, some people on a different path. And in life, we all go on our different journeys. And it's like sometimes you have to cut the homies out, because if you don't cut the homies out, They're gonna study reel you in. Cause I have some homies that never mature. I got some homies that's done multiple 25 years here and get out. They're gonna do a juvenile life, then adult life, and they still stuck at like 14 mentally. So it's like you have to choose your battles wisely, because if you choose to hang with the same people and the same individuals, you'll be brought into chaos, confusion. Like a lot of people, they don't read the Bible. If you just read the Bible, you can see the same conflicts that was hundreds and thousands of years ago that's going on right now. And you say, damn, it never ended. That's exactly what it is, man. I had a cousin, and I think they was giving him Adderall or something. And one day he was like 18 or 19, and he was like, oh, all drugged out. I was like, just don't take your medication tomorrow. I was like, don't take your medication. And I gave him a blunt. Bro, he was the most focused that he ever been in 10 years. He came to me and he was like, I think I found something. And I'm like, it worked for you? He was like, yeah. He was like, and I'm not all druggy. I'm not all drugged. He was like, I'm more focused. And he switched from using ADHD medication to having a nice J to start off his day. And it changed a lot. Because that's what they're doing. They're getting the kids used to this zombified effect, so that you can just send them along, send them along, send them along, and as long as they in this zombified effect, they don't realize what's going on in their reality, and they lose their dreams, ambition. You know, try THC and let them have their own creativity. You know, don't stunt the mind. That's the thing. A lot of people minds development is slow, and I see a lot of people that are mentally crazy from the medication, and sometimes people, they don't need medication. Sometimes they need therapy. Sometimes they need medication, but I believe a lot of this stuff is to keep people with good medical insurance in debt, if that makes any sense. Exactly. I cut a lot of them out too, Rain, and I'm doing so much better. Even losing a lot of weight, even numbers are getting better. I'm waiting for the my overall ALC to come back, but other than that, been doing pretty good. Like, and as you grow older, you get different things that affect you, allergies. And then as men, we got to go more. Don't be afraid as a man. You got it. Spam it. Spam it. A lot of people need inspiration and motivation, man. You know, and that's the thing. all are welcome. Blazing Silver, he awesome too. You know, shout out to Blazing Silver, man. Cool dude. We just don't want y'all to think that we a bunch of potties and don't believe in something. We do believe in the Almighty, you know, because a lot of us have some crazy testimonies, and when you get to seeing what others have been through, you understand that there is something, some kind of miracle. There's some kind of aura. It's something that beams on everybody, you know. And it's like when you get put all together in a group, you got different backgrounds, different beliefs, but all one one creator, all believing in this one creator, this one plant. Yeah, that insulin sometimes is like what they say it's supposed to moderate it or adjust it, and sometimes it doesn't adjust it. I just hate poking myself. That's all. Because I was one of those people that hated needles, and now it's just like boom, 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 boom. It's nothing now. And it'll go down over time. That's the thing. As long as it's in a good range, man, and it's all on eating healthy, doing things in moderation, just total little lifestyle change here and there. Diet is key. You can still have your coffee. Try to limit the sugar on it. I just started taking coffee, no cream, no sugar, prison coffee. You got to watch out for a lot of foods that carry hidden sugars also. That's the thing, it's a lot of hidden sugars. You start reading the diet, the little labels, you start seeing different sugars that's hidden in things. Sometimes you don't have to cut back, but just keep track. As long as you keep track and know what's your daily intake and how much sugar that you're supposed to have, you feel good. Hey, uh-oh. I still ain't got this call. I'm waiting on a call. Yeah, metformin crazy at first. At first, it messes with your stomach. I don't know if you had the same issues. Like it'll mess with your stomach for a minute, and then your stool it'll turn black for a minute, and then you'll get used to it. Yeah, most definitely. Everything is a business, man, and once you realize that they got you in the billing cycle and instead of the healing cycle, you start to do your own research. Because it just go back to simpler lifestyle, you know. Just go back to not buying all the bull crap that they're selling. If you start making everything on your own, it's that simple. Once you start buying that stuff in those bags, we don't know exactly what those big words are. Triba gamma dama booba bagaba booba, you know. Most definitely they pushing working neuropathy. You ever get sometimes like numbness, tingling, itching, or losing feeling, or they just get numb? They won't let you know that it's like the beginning of some kind of like nerve damage, neuropathy. There's things that you can do naturally to get this swelling and the circulation back going. Because once you beat a blood clot, once you beat a blood clot and things of that nature, they don't want to let you know about the neuropathy. At the numb stage, so they just gave me another medication when I told them about mine. They just put me on another pain medication, and I was like, you know how that goes. But the medication actually helps with the swelling and the inflammation, but it's still a pain medication, which doesn't react well with my favorite plant. So, you know, that's not going to work with me. That's the beginning of neuropathy. Uh, you can look it up. Um, and it's basically like the nerves and things of that nature. All has to stem with diabetic things. Like I also been experiencing weird things, but I started to curb it by like soaking the foot, exercising them. Circulation is key. Moving around, if you're not getting the exercise that you need, sometimes you can just go stand at the door and march in place, and that'll help with the circulation because it mimics the action of walking. Because you can just stand there and take the steps in one place at the door just to get the circulation going. Once you get the circulation going, there's circulatory issues. They want us to sit down, but if we start moving around, things will get better. That might be a good topic too, man. Yeah, you have to be careful because they gave you some blood thinners and they thin out your blood. And I'm glad that they was able to stabilize that stuff because you are covered by a couple angels. Just know that, Raymond, you covered by a couple angels. There's a lot of people they don't recover, they don't make it because they have the blood thinners and then they get the bleeding, and next thing you know, they being bled out. So you're blessed, brother. You got a couple angels in your corner, and I hope I'm one of them. Cause I was praying for you. So a blood clot, a, a, basically a big blood clot because it was blocking up everything. Yeah, you gotta sit there, wiggle them toes, get that little circulation going. Small things, small things help. As long as it's getting circulation going, because that numb feeling is like I know that feeling, because it's like it's going numb, but it has feeling, but it's like in between the stage, and sometimes it feels, it has a funny feeling to it. I've been through the blood clot where I couldn't walk, um, and they told me that I wasn't going to walk again, and I stopped taking all the medication and rehabilitated myself from that. So it's like you have to be careful, brother. Because when they told me that I wasn't gonna walk again, I was believing them, and then I just couldn't. One day, I just like, this can't be my life. I was like, at a turning point. I was taking pain pills every 15 minutes. Stuff wasn't helping. They worked for like 2 minutes, then go away. Work for 2 minutes, go away. I was right back in excruciating pain. I'm like, if I'm just gonna be in pain, I'm just gonna be in pain. And I just sat there. I was in pain. I was in so much pain. I was like, I gotta do something. And I went against their orders. I was like, they telling me not to do this. So I went ahead and started doing this. Most definitely, Raymond. He does bless his children. You know, just be a humble, faithful servant, man. That's the thing. He wants us all to be a humble, faithful servants. You know, and sometimes it takes a lifetime to master that, bro. And it's one day at a time. You know, because it's always going to be something that unaligns us when we try to align ourselves to be closer in our spiritual order. It's like as soon as you say, "Oh, I'm gonna make every Sunday to church," then you go and the battery won't start. That lets you know that you are on something good, you know. And it be like that sometimes, man. But stay steadfast to your beliefs. Stay humble to yourself. Stay true to yourself, and everything will work out. Because people they want you to it's not even people because it's like it goes back to good and evil. There's always going to be a balance of good and evil, and just keep the good in you. You know, that's how I look at it. It's good and evil. Can you make something? Can you make me something? Something like what? I gotta throw it to you. Yeah, that's why that's the door. I know they can't see me. I can only come so far. I'll get back. Oh. you like, you like, I'm getting. You gotta close your door. Oh Jesus! That's the thing. You have to, Raven. How do you explain? Sometimes it comes like you have to open yourself up to accept your own. It's like, how do you explain it? It's like you just gotta open up. Once you open up yourself, you start to see things that you need to correct, and you start to correct the things, and then you'll see the positive things that come from that. Then you'll start giving off the energy and the same blessings that you have received from your inner peace. And if that makes any sense, because we'll pass off, and I guess it comes from they say that anyone can be the messenger, and the message can be heard from anyone, and our own testimonies can help us guide someone else through a dark time, if that makes any sense. But I think that's what the this life thing is all about. It's about having testimonies. Yeah. Yep. You can sometimes block your own blessings and close your own doors, and sometimes you can open your own doors. And you have to overcome a lot of things sometimes. Sometimes you gotta lose it all, and it'll come back. And you might not think, oh, it's not gonna come back. It's just a humbling experience, man. It's just like that's why I try to pass like a lot of blessings on to people, a lot of good knowledge. try to make sure that that's what this YouTube thing is all about, man. It's basically our legacy. If something was to happen to either one of us today, we can go and reflect and look at the good times, the bad times, and it was like, man, I was over at Raymond's show that day. I was over at Foldham's show that day, and this is basically like a diary too, and it's like learning, straight learning curve. And they said anybody can be the messenger, and sometimes we need to hear the message because around where I'm at, there's more liquor stores than there's churches, and the churches are turning into schools that are charter schools, and they're not opening their doors for religion, but they're opening their doors for the paycheck of being a charter school, and they're closing down the public schools for these smaller charter schools, which are getting these big budgets. So it's like the morals are gone out the community. When I was little, you could go to the church anywhere and just walk to any church. You could any nomination church. It didn't matter as long as you went to church. But they closing the doors. They're not teaching those morals. So when you turn on the society music and look at the news, don't be surprised what you see because the morals are out the window. Our parents made sure that we understood. Mm-hmm. They just out for the budget, man. And I look at it because like it's a lot of things that's going wrong in society, and then you see the prostitution on the streets, and you see the human trafficking, and you see the law enforcement, and they just riding along, letting it happen. And it's like, okay, when we was coming up, they would bust us for chewing bubble gum on the sidewalk. You know, we couldn't chew bubble gum. Hey, don't spit that gum out on that corner. You know, and now they got all of this crazy stuff going on. They got the president trying to solve all the problems. There's only so much that can be done, bro. And we need those messengers in the community. We need those uncles. We need those pillars because they're not there no more. It's really not there no more. You know, the youth is out of control. It's like as I get older, I'm starting to like, what did you just say? What did you just do? And then they be like, sir, I'll be like, yeah, but it's a it's a time and a place for everything, and respect is always key. You know, I'm even learning lessons. I'm learning not to be ready for war. I should say. I'm learning to be more relaxed. That's why I took a lot of time to myself. Like I don't got time to even push the codes. It's not about making nothing happen. It's not about doing anything. Sometimes we can we can't do anything about none of the stuff at hand. So just win with what's going on, you know? That's how I look at it. Like we can't change what's going on with the conflict, but we can just pray about it. Because a lot of things that are out of our hands, man. I was looking at an article, and one of the guys that's growing up in Northern California, he said he's went to his property. There was people inside his property. They was vandalizing and robbing his property, and he could not do anything about it. And he was like, they was armed, he was armed, and he was like, he had to let them go with his property. And if he was in Florida, he could have just took care of the situation himself. Yeah, all the time, Raymond. God is good all the time, man. Just know we're testimonies. We're walking. Even me and Raymond at first, the the energy was in between. I was like, Raymond, you a troll? He was like, no, I'm not. Fold him. I was like scratching my head. Who is the troll? Raymond. Raymond was like, fold him. It's not me. Me and Raymond became family, man. I can tell you, and you don't know why God put you guys in each other's lives, but He does it for a reason. And I believe if it's meant to be, it's gonna be. If it's not meant to be, it's not gonna happen. You know, you can force it, but if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. So that's how I take it. You know, every day is another learning experience in this chapter of life. You better be on that path. Good baby. Good baby. You know, because without having something in your life, you gotta have that hope. You gotta have that hope. You gotta have that faith. It's that faith of the mustard seed is what my grandma used to always teach me. And she was like, "Have you ever seen a mustard seed?" And I was like, "No, no." One day she pulled me aside and she pulled out this tiny bitty seed, and she was like, "You gotta have faith that big." And I was a little bitty boy, probably about 8 or 9, and I held the seed in my hand, and it was so little, and that let me know that I had to get stronger faith. I had to be more of a humble person. I had to humble myself. I had to steadfast. I had to pray more. I had to fast. I had to get closer. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Because how can you not get to know somebody if you don't know the good and the bad? You know, and it's a lot of meditation that comes with it, man. You just gotta be humble because like it's a lot of blessings, man. From where I started from in this journey, just to have the many affiliateships and be able to change directions and be able to be helpful and be able to even be able a person to be a conflict at times is even a blessing because it lets everyone knows that we all human and we all can make mistakes and we all can bring joy. And that's the thing. Try not to be a pain and try to bring some joy is what it is. That's what I try to be more helpful. Try to see what is the purpose for me because being a THCA creator or a THC creator, that's not my purpose. My purpose is still undetermined. You know, I have my work skills and my talents and the things that I'm good at, but still, what is the purpose? And sometimes our purpose isn't set until our tombstone is made because we might be bricklayers, we might be mechanics, we might be doctors, we might be lawyers, We might be fathers, we might be grandfathers, and we have to write our book. And along the way, we have to find tasks, help out people. That's the main thing. It says give charity. It's hard to be obedient sometimes. And my grandma always told me to be obedient. And I see a lot of the things that she told me become the truth. Yeah, it's always the man. It's conquer and divide, and that's how it's always been. Exactly, Raymond, and that's what it's all. That's what that book is, man. It's one man's story. It's one man's story, and you study writing your story as you go too. You know, some of us have brothers, some of us don't have brothers, some of us have sisters, some of us don't have siblings. Is writing that story for a reflection, and that's the thing. Some people don't realize that even our loved ones that have passed on still live on through us because every time we relive those stories, every time we talk about the great moments, we bring in their energy back into existence and we keeping them alive. You know, some of us don't have parents that are still here, you know, and keep them parents' memories alive, you know, do things to cherish them, you know. I was a little boy and I asked this guy, I said, why are you feeding the ducks? The ducks, they can go eat. And he was like, it's not because they can go eat. He said, it's just a good thing to do. He said, just knowing that they all have something is satisfying for me. He said, you might think they all have something, but what happens if one duck eats up everything? Exactly, Raymond. Sometimes I had a cousin coming to town, and every time my cousin come into town, my cousin gonna come see us. And my wife, she wasn't understanding. Like she was trying to, my wife be trying to get on my case. I'm like, no, my cousin cool. And she wanted to go to the cemetery, and I wanted to make sure that she got there. But it didn't happen this time. And I said, we got to make that trip happen. 'Cause I just buried a lot of people, and I study every year. There's a few that you bury, and as you get older, you start to be humbled. I'm like, some of the happiest people I've seen are not here no more. So I have to have that happiness and that joy that they had. I have to go bury one of my cousins tomorrow, actually, the 21st. So just have to go pay your respects. It's like one of the happiest people. I'm glad she was there for you, Raymond. Yeah, I'm just study learning. Every day is a trial and error. There's gonna be mistakes. There's gonna be good things. Like I was telling somebody, every day is not about money. I'm like, cause that's the root to evil. Some some days it ain't about spending everything. That's why I try to catch the sales and stock up on products so that I don't have to worry about spending my last or spending my first dime. Remembering those important lessons because the economy's changing, the gas prices are going up, and we got to realize that we at war, and it's the same wars that's been going on since the beginning of time. Yep, there is a better way. When I first met you, Raymond, I always remember one thing that you said to me. You was like, "Yeah, Fola, I need to get closer to God," and I remember that, and that's one of the things that stood out to me. And it was like, okay, I hear you, Raymond. It was like we all have to do our reaching. Uh, you doing your reaching, doing what you're supposed to do, and being a messenger, and using your platform to reach out. And it's always a good thing, whether people believe or they don't believe. At least you tried. You know, and they say come in by twos, bro. Bring them in by twos, Raymond. It's the little things, man. It ain't nothing too major, man. All we got to do is get along in this thing called the world, and we all go through the same things, man. There's trials and tribulations. There's sickness and famine and disease, and just like in the book, it's all how you deal with it. It's all how you deal with the pressure. Just don't fold, you know. Just don't fold. Sometimes the bills gonna stack up. Sometimes things aren't gonna be right, but you gotta have that faith. Pray about it. Because there's somebody somewhere that's going through depression, and somebody that's going through something, and sometimes people they don't express what they're going through. Yep, just lead them in the right direction. There's an old saying that you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink it. But you will feel good as long as you know that you led them to the right direction to get the help. You know, that's the thing. Is a lot of times our own problems can be fixed with our own meditation. Sometimes we have the keys to our own problems and we don't know it. Exactly. Even when you don't want to be kind, just be kind. It's not gonna hurt you. There was a point in it was a like in life, I wouldn't let you step on my shoe. You step on my shoe, we would have to go outside. And if you didn't want to go outside, we're gonna take care of that right there. And it became a point in life where I had to let shit go. And if I didn't let shit go, I would be in a worse situation than I was already in. And I got a lot of friends that won't let shit go. And I had to deny. Sometimes I deny phone calls because I denied calls because I was reading your comment right now. I denied the calls because I felt I can't answer a call if I wasn't mentally strong for them. Knowing that they made those decisions, they're not gonna want to hear what I have to say. So I have to let the seed that I already planted for the goodness. I planted the seed. I gave them the goodness, but I can't make them grow. It's up to them to grow. And I understand that they might need my inspiration, but I feel I planted the seed. Because sometimes you can give off the wrong energy, and mentally they might not be ready for the conversation that you're ready to have with them. And sometimes you have to just plant the seed and hope that it grows. And that's what I did. And I'm like, I was trying to answer another one of my buddies, or my cousin actually, call, and I pressed the wrong button and it didn't happen. And I was like, man, maybe it wasn't meant to happen. And it got deep. As I said, if I'm denying one friend call and then my cousin's calling and he's in the same situation, God made sure that I denied that call because I planted that seed already. And it's up to them to reach for it. It's up to them to understand their faults and what they're going to have to do to get out of the situation, because I can't change the situation. I can't do nothing about the situation, and I can't support negativity. And it's become one of those things. It's like a pull back and forth, back and forth. And I look at it like I could have been in those same situations, but I denied certain calls. And sometimes you got to deny calls because they might not mean us no good. And I sit back and I'm like, man, some things I can't even talk about, but I'm glad I denied some calls because that's keeping my foot on solid ground. Sometimes don't feel bad about denying the calls because they might not be ready for what you're ready for. They might not be receiving a blessing that you're going to receive. If that makes any sense, it's like the light hasn't shining on them yet. They haven't went through a dark point in their life where they was in despair and couldn't You have to be in that dark place. You have to be in that tunnel to get out of it. Exactly. And that internet is the biggest portal of energy to open up evil. Whether you want to hear it or not, because we bringing it into our homes. And it's all so you have to keep that that humbleness, that holiness, that steadfastness. You got to keep that prayer up. It's a lot. The spiritual warfare too, bro. I had to sit back and watch it, and I was like, it's not just you're taking good dabs for them. You're actually doing something, and sometimes not doing nothing at all will burn someone's khakis harder than doing something to them. Some things are best to just leave alone. You know, the world will see it for itself because everybody has their own two eyes. And even if they don't have two eyes, they have those senses. And those senses and those feelings will alert you to the energy that you're around. And I'll say it again, YouTube has a lot of different crazy things going on, and you'll walk into some crazy energy. And some people, they play the YouTube game and they want to report your channel and they want to get mad at you, and they can have over 1 million followers, almost 10,000 followers, and they still will play the YouTube game. And they will report you and they will get mad at you, and you just don't understand why. And it's just because they're a bad person to begin with. And someone told me, they was like, Foden, you're too nice. And I was like, you don't know how hard I tried to be this nice. So I take that as a compliment. And I'm like, I totally take that as a compliment because I tried hard. I wouldn't want to press me, but that would be the test to see if I'm the best me. If that makes any sense. It's always a test, Raymond. And I look at a lot of different cultures. I look at like the monks, and I say they do a lot of meditation and they do a lot for peace, and they do a lot of meditation for strength. I look into a lot of different things, and I look at things that go on the internet, and I see the different arguments and the different people. A lot of people get into other people's lives, and they want to bicker and nitpick and make shit bad. It's not. Leave it alone. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm like, I see little conflicts, back out of them, get away. And people like, God said this to what's done in the dark always gonna come out in the light. So if you're trying to do something that's wrong, just know somehow, some way, the planets are gonna come in line, so whatever's happening can be outed. So sometimes you don't have to do anything. Like this one guy said, this guy was talking to his ex old lady, and this guy was like, "Yeah, I'm doing it." And I'm like, "You guys need to quit." I got telling people, I had people even call companies talking about this guy isn't a good representation, and I'm like, damn, they don't know they got me a raise. One of the companies was like, let me go see what he was doing, and they got me a raise. I was like, shit, they got me a bonus check for telling on me. And I was like, I don't know that they don't know that it's like the criteria and things that we have to do. And like I turn away a lot of free shit. I don't want to. I don't want it because they want you to say that their product's good, this, that, and the other. No, let me buy it. Yeah, karma's always gonna catch you. And like somebody was like, "Do you care about a lot of subs, this, that, and the other?" I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good with the ones that I have because at least I know the content of the subs. Do you want a lot of subs with no interaction, or do you want enough subs with enough interaction?" And that's the thing, being able to interact with everybody and being able to be there. Okay, be there for each other, you know. And it's small things like small prayers for each other. Like I saw Brother Raymond was going through some things. First things I did was drop to my knees and pray for him because I don't want no hurt, harm, or danger to come to someone that I call my friend. And Raymond's like a family. It's been a couple years hanging around, you know, and you get to know each other. And you can see if we have compassion for a stray animal, you know, he'll have compassion for anyone. I was like, Raymond out there playing with the stray cats. Raymond out there feeding the cats. He don't have to, but that's what God has put on him to do. And it's the same thing with the guy when I was younger. And I was like, why are you feeding the ducks? And he was like, because the Lord has provided. You eat. Why they don't eat? Why why shouldn't they eat? And it made me always have appreciation for the animals and nature, and to throw bird seed out. Make sure the squirrels eat because everything is a part of his creation. I didn't know this the way this stream was gonna go today, and that's the thing with the message. Sometimes we don't know what direction we going, and when he puts something on your heart, it's gonna pour out like a waterfall. You know, and you can't stop what he's put on your heart and put you here for. And like I'm saying, it's still searching for purpose. It's still not knowing what exactly is my purpose. It's not a TATA creator. Maybe it's to save you guys a couple dollars on the discount. Maybe it's to just be your friend. You know, maybe it's just to be one of those creatures on the list. But purpose is what we here for, and we'll find it someday. And someday it'll be written, and we might get recognition for what it is that we do. And that's the thing. Maybe Raymond's a messenger in disguise. We don't know it, but if that's what his purpose and that's what God puts on his heart to do, that's what he's intended to do. And the message can be coming from a baby, it could be coming from an OG. Just listen and perceive it, y'all. As you see that the gas prices are going up, you see that the vegetables are going up. They got us by the chains. Exactly. Exactly. It's more to you than that. Yeah, that's one thing, but that's something that you choose to do in your pastime. You know, I don't think there should be no judgment on what you do in your pastime, because we are more than that. Exactly. Got that light breathing through us, man. Some of us didn't make it here, but it's a reason that we here today and every day. Find our purpose, be compassionate, show a little love, get back to being humans. For all the fancy things, we was all humans at once, and then they came with all the fancy things. Exactly, it helps with the pain. That's the thing. Anytime that you can cut out a lot of those zombifying medication, and that's what people not understanding. Yeah, it does look fun and games, and sometimes, but it's a lot of times that we can't sleep, guys. It's like I was explaining to Raymond some of the pain that he was experiencing, just because we go through it, and we have common things and things of that nature. Hmm. Man, they sure do be wanting me to spend money. They be like free shipping, folding. Yeah, there's more to us, man. Yeah, we're uncles, cousins. Like I say, this is our journal, man. It's our it might help somebody. Somebody might be going through some pain, and like I might want to try a dab and then try a dab and be like, oh shit. But I had somebody say, well, I don't like coughing. And I was like, well, try a lower temperature. I'm like, I like the cough because I need the deep to relieve a lot of pain. Because once it hits, it'll the pain will disappear slowly like this, and it'll go from this to then you'll fall asleep. Sit it on there on the phone, please. Thank you. My wife came and brought a cigar. Because we got to get around these YouTube bans too. So they block our content. Maybe we can do like some wellness things. Maybe we can get a wellness show on like in the middle of the week or something, or we can try different remedies. It's giving you back that feeling. It's been around since the beginning of time, so it's what it is. It's medicinal. It's holistic medicinal, and anytime something was considered holistic or medicinal, it was always outlawed. And you got to remember that. Anytime that you can make a potion or or brew, you'll be outlawed. And you got to think about the negative folks that made potions and brews. And it's not the good people like us. It's been condemned from the beginning of time because you had witches or people that thought they was witches that would make potions, make brews. So it's the same thing from the beginning of time. Yeah, it's always something, you know. Let me pass this to my wife real quick. Do do do. Raymond said 420 megahertz. Yeah, music heals. Believe it or not, water has a healing power also. I'm tightening this belt sitting here. Water, um, like if you was near a hot springs or something like that, it has natural healing powers. Anything with magnetic copper helps you receive the vibrations from the earth. You know, we things like beets help restore blood flow. It's things that we can naturally do to help us out. Sometimes we all have to get together and put our knowledge together to help each other because it's just spreading that seed and making sure that each other understands. Because there might be something in our cabinets that can lower your blood pressure, lower your sugar. Yep, the bagpipes, all of that is healing. You got to think of it as, why is it there? You know, the church is there to repair the soulless. The prison is there to repair the broken and lost and those that's on drugs. That's what the prison is there for. The hospital is there to heal the sick. So every institution has its position. You know, they all are healing institutions because without them, we would be kind of lost. It's important that we realize, ah, my nose was itching. I feel like a rabbit. Had an itchy nose. They want to put bad energy on everybody. They want to put bad energy on the churches. They want to put bad energy on the leaders. They want to put bad energy on everything. They want to put bad energy on the regular people. It's just everything is energy, and you have to deflect this energy. Sometimes you have to deflect negative energy. Sometimes you have to keep positive energy, and it's the reason why they say negative and positive. And there's a reason why there's a negative and there's a positive. You know, everything is energy. When they restart our heart, they're using energy, using electricity to go through us. Everything is energy. If we made from a cell, that cell, it has to move, and that makes energy. So we are energy. That's why I stopped showing a lot of the products I have, and because I seen a lot of people was getting mad and they get jealous. Raymond, you own to something. Um, and it was that one person, because I was one time I got this one nasty nurse and she bruised me up, and I was like, I was trying to figure out why I was all bruised up. And this one nurse came and was like, "Don't worry," and she moved the IV over. She made it better, and she was like, "Some people they don't have compassion. Some people they don't care." And that's why you say God center. And like you were saying, I don't want to be known for the guy that just is all about pot, you know, because I have to get some pretty strong pot to do some healing, you know. That's the thing. I got some pot from Mendocino. I was having issues with resting and couldn't sleep. After after that, it put me um, back into a scheduled sleep. And most hemp, it helps with inflammation for me. If I didn't have hemp, I would be swollen. And like I'm saying, I'm losing a few pounds also too. And that's always a good thing. Man, this kosher kush is something amazing. Come on, Dixie. I'm trying to get myself ready. Cause I gotta go get some things done. And when I get those things done, I gotta come back kicking like an ox. That's the thing with like the body is like keeping up maintenance and stuff. It's just like a car. You gotta have yourself checked out. As men, check ourselves out. Yeah, Jake Rose had a hell of a drop this week. He's selling out. Craziest thing, Raymond. I bet you didn't know this one. I bet you didn't know I was an ordained minister. That's probably one of the craziest things you probably didn't know. That's why when a lot of people said a lot of things about Foldham, a couple guys was like, "You're not gonna never lie." That's the thing. You never know. Like when I was on my journey, my grandfather, he was one that told me, he was like, they're gonna think, the world gonna think that you're crazy. And I was like, when I was lost and confused and was out doing all the negative things, I was crazy. And he was like, the man on the corner yelling Bible verses, they're gonna always think that you crazy. He was like, you gotta have that tenacity, and you gotta have that strength. And he said, even Jesus got crucified for spreading his word. You got to be ready to be beaten down and thrown, and still be able to continue to be a messenger. And I went through what I had to do, and we have our own family church and things of that nature. Um, and it's just like religion got lost. When COVID came in, all the churches shut down, and the people, they came conscious. Don't fight with the energy because it became negative. It said that this would happen, and you have to look into the book to see what's next. And it attacks. It's all energy. If you meditate a lot, you probably can move an object. And people say, "Oh no, you can't do this, you can't do that." Oh yeah, you can. I've done some things that I never thought that I was able to do, and I never questioned myself again. I never questioned him again. And someone told me not to do something again. As it was, I lost my grandmother, and it was a power outage. And I was reading I was reading the Bible by candlelight. And someone told me, don't ever do that. And I was like, why? And they explained to me that there are good and there's evil inside of the book. And I'm like, huh? And they was like, it's good and evil. It was like, some things are some spells. And when in certain environments and by certain things, it opened up certain portals. And I couldn't believe that what had happened. And be careful what you ask for. Is what's important. Be careful what you ask for, because something happened that night, and I never been the same. And it turned me into a Jesus freak for a while. And someone was like, "This ain't you." And I'm like, "Nah, I've seen something. Something happened." And I started seeing through a lot of bullshit, and a lot of my friends I started maneuvering around, start avoiding, start dressing different, pulled myself out of certain areas, became a whole different person. And it wasn't even me doing it. It's all because I asked for something. That's why I say be careful what you ask for. And to me, on something that I wish I didn't ask for, but he gave it to me. And I'll tell people be careful what you ask for. Because he might not give you the $1 million, he might not give you the lottery numbers, he might give you something that you need. It might just be peace of mind. It might just be closure. Just be careful what you ask for. And I guess it's in one of those things where it's like, seek and you shall be found. Because he will give you something. It could be beautiful. It could be scary. It could make you question everything. That's the thing. It made me question everything. And I've talked to a lot of elders. I talked to a lot of people, and I've been around people that were psychics and There was no way in hell that they could know the things that they knew, and they told me that this would happen. They told me they seen it. They told me that this would happen, and I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen. They full of it. These people don't know what they're talking about. They'll make a believer out of you. Then after COVID, the world changed, and it let out evilness. It let out a different vibration. The pandemic came. People was leaving the earth. A lot of the portals was open. A lot of people was doing a lot of scams, and the country still hasn't recovered. And Raymond, the craziest thing is, you ever notice that the dark shit and the evilness that we all it was around, it always was around, and it took something to really spark a light to notice how evil it was. It was perfectly normal until it wasn't normal anymore. If that makes any sense. At one time, it was something we would consider to be normal, and it went from normal to, no, we got to get away from this shit. The evil. My grandma always told me to fade the evil. You have to get away from it. Sometimes it could be your own friends that bring out the worst in you. It's okay to say no and find better friends and change your lifestyle. Now you can never go back. Excuse me. It's like I was trying to tell my cousin that it's a lot of things that I can't go for because I already know how it's gonna end up. And it's a total mental maturity on just not wanting to. And that's one of the things that one of my folks was believing in too. That shit's real, bro. And it got a hold of him. And that's why I'm like at to cut off some people because this dude took some kind of spiritual bath and thought that he was some kind of warlock or some kind of invincible entity. And I'm like, bro, are you serious? And he was so serious. Once he did that, I had to cut ties. So when they get to doing that spiritual voodoo shit, that shit be real, man. They be believing in that shit. Because that's another form of like an evil religion. Because you beat the energy already. What's up with the stoner? Man, save me some of that old Venom Stone. I'm trying to make some moves now, man. That's all we've been talking about today. Your Toad Venom earlier. Save me some of that Toad Venom. Don't let them buy it all. I'm trying to wait on some cheese, man. I need some cheese. Y'all looking for that unicorn. I'm trying to tell everybody that is that fucking unicorn. Um, whether you want to believe it, that toad is that unicorn, and it is really, really, really taking over. Even Dope as Yola is did a video today, or was it yesterday, about the toad, and I'm like, man, that damn unicorn. Nah, not from the flower. Raymond, you country. You know we'll break the legs off those fuckers and fry some purple bubble. Okay, I'm trying to make something happen now. I'm trying to wait. Hopefully everything will be clear. That is that unicorn, man. So many people popping so many different cuts of different toads. Dope is Yola hooked up with somebody out here, and I think there was what they was calling that shit. First they was trying to pass off and say the Becky. I don't know if you remember the Becky cut. Remember everybody was talking about that Becky. But there's so many fucking breeders out here, even Masonic trying to come out with their cut. I think it was a big genetics. I think somebody sold some genetics somewhere because it's becoming real popular, bro. More than normal. And like I'm saying, it's like one of those unicorn strands. It's been a lot of noise, man, going around. That's what I be like, man. In this kind of community, it be so much fucking shit going on, bro. I had got some shit out of fucking Mendocino, and this fucking shit here, this it was something magical. This was some outdoor grown, and this shit put me in the bed for 2 days. And they said it was like 27%. And I had an indica and a sativa. And there was no way this shit was 27%. This shit had to be high 40s. It had to be high 40s. And it was sun grown out that fucking Mendocino area, bro. And it's just something about that fucking area. My wife, she even agreed that shit had her in the bed. And it was like no concentrates, no nothing, just straight out faded. And I only had fucking 2/8 of this shit. But it was something about this fucking Messino area. So most definitely I'll be trying them again. Hell yeah. That's what they were saying. They can parent it to that Becky. There's a lot of different cuts out. You know, I'll be trying to educate myself on the different strains and cultivars. Man, this shit here, it hit different because indoor shit, it hits, but it's only gonna get a certain deep taste. And it's something about that fucking outdoor area up there. It gives the weed such like a silk. It gives it a silk. And the trichomes, you can just see them, and it's just like, man, flavorful, robust. Hands down, I had to give respect to that whole Mendocino area, bro. And I was like, it's not the genetics, it's that fucking area. It's something in that area. This jar is still smelling just like how and it has nothing in it. Sometimes it's just, you know, it's just meant to be, because when you get to put in all those different grow agents in it, it's just gonna make the plant grow super fast. And if you got it on point and it's in the right season and it's outdoor, it's nothing like Mother Nature. Man, I had some tangy, I had some fucking bubble runts. The bubble runts didn't even make it to do a video. I just be like getting faded. I was like, I gotta shoot a video of this shit. I had to. It was just something about it. It was different. I'm gonna have a lot of cultivars. I'm gonna have a lot of shit from different farms, and it made me start playing the area. Not only I fuck with the farms, I fuck with the area. Like it's like certain areas, like Santa Cruz, they good outdoor. Santa Barbara, it's okay, but it's like Mendocino, you cannot beat that area. It's something about that fucking environment that changes the it's like the perfect breeding environment, I guess it would be. I had some awesome fucking sun grown pink runs. I only liked it the pink runs. I had the Obama runs, pink runs, because I do like a lot of buying and I don't do a lot of showing it because like if my people can't get it, I'll be like, what's the point? People in Cali, they already can walk in and get it. Yeah, that Tangy was something. It had me sitting there like, and then it just put us on our back. My wife was like, this shit good. I was like, this shit good. Yeah, yeah, that fucking triangle. It's something. I don't know what happened up there. Something happened up there. It must be kind of special Indian ground or something, bro. It is some fire. You got some Space City runs. You must have that from fucking Shop Hello Mary. I'm just trying to wait on this eagle to land. When this eagle land, I'm for sure finna put in a nice order over there at Cali because I'm probably just gonna go ahead and buy a brick of that hash. Yeah, got a code over there too, Raymond. I'm kind of mad at them. They got mad at your boy. They kind of like weird. I was like, that pack ain't worth it. Some of these places, man, they want you to say that that shit is the A1. It's not the A1. I've been checking out the website, man. Woo. Shit, you know where you need to go get rid of that fucking toad venom at over there because cannabis and coffee he been showing it and Jay didn't drop none I don't think this week. I go spam his chat, be like, Cali Horizon got that toad venom. Because a lot of people was asking, because cannabis, I think Jay sent TJ some of that toad. Everybody asking. I want y'all to go buy it all out. Go get it all. Go support Cali Horizons, y'all. Because when Fold'em gets some money, Fold'em's most definitely buying. That's what Fold'em's waiting on. Fold'em's waiting on some shit to happen. It never happens on time. I can't wait until I can get some of the products so I can do a proper review. Do a nice unboxing. I get that brick of that hash. I'll probably be walking around thinking I'm Bob Marley part 5. Got the hashish in my bowl. It's hard as a creator, man. You gotta JK Distro, they hit me up earlier this morning, and they was like, now they cashing out at 100, and then maximum cash out is 500. So if I was to do 900, I would have to wait to another pay period. So that like kind of sucks. So it's like, ugh. And then they like let a lot of people go. There's a lot of creators that's like gone. They like, how in the hell Fold'em still down? I'm like, I don't know. Just look for the email. I'm glad they send me my email. As long as I get my email, I know I'm good. But they cut back. Yeah, they not dropping that bag. And I was telling people, I'm like, they losing money. A lot of creators that they had is gone for sure. Taz is out of there. The 3-4 new guys that they had is out of there already. They kept Chili Dilly. Shout out to Chili. Gotta have that thick skin. Like, I don't understand how hard it is not to follow a fucking email. If they tell you, say this product is happening, say this product is happening. All they saying is say what's going on. Read the fucking email on camera and be done with it. That's the easiest thing in the world. You can just skim through it, be like 20% off, blah 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 blah, and be done. If that's the thing, these companies, they want you to make sure that they get their money's worth. You know, if they providing you that code, you got to do the work. Don't think that you just gonna sit there and make some money. And you got to promote. You got to show the products. Well, I'm gonna make a generous purchase. As soon as they cash it, brother out, they playing with a brother. They like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. No, I need all that. I need all that. I'm gonna have companies take the bread. Like, oh no, it's not there. Fuck it, keep it. Only a couple of dollars. You can't cry over spilled milk sometimes. Like I be telling people, you gotta give these companies what they're worth. Don't short them. I be getting mad at these companies like the bigger ones, because they do bullshit. I swear they do bullshit. That's nice. I don't know. Oh, they won't let you see it. That's the HTC and diamonds. Shit, I might grab that quarter. I was looking like shit. That Arctic monkey still sitting there. I grabbed that quarter. I'm trying to think. Spend a few dollars with my boys when they give me this payment. Man, they gotta shoot that shit to my PayPal. God dang it. That's the thing. PayPal's a bitch, y'all. Don't try to wait on no money from PayPal. If you fucking with PayPal, it's gonna take you a year to get your money. It seems like I can't stand, but a lot of companies pay with PayPal, and that shit sucks. They should call that shit pay later. They tell you that they're gonna get your money 2 days faster and faster. All that shit for like a week. They straight hold your bread for like a week, and they say, "Oh, it's because of the amount, this, that, and the other." But you said that I would be able to get my money faster. You didn't tell me that I wouldn't be able to access it. That's because they're making a week worth of interest off of it. So they make money off of it because they know like most people are doing a lot of transactions and making a lot of bread. And if they can hold it for a week, they can make some interest. Just imagine you have an e-commerce business and you make $500,000. If they hold that shit for a week, they make 10% of that. It's just that easy. They hold it 2 weeks, they making a percentage off of your money, and then they releasing it back to you. So it's like, they're using you. It's the game. Just release it so I can spend it. Send it so I can spend it. Keep doing what you're doing, Raymond. There's nothing wrong with it. I'll be sitting back. I'll stop trying to get involved in it after seeing COVID and how things went. And I saw a lot of people with respiratory problems leave, and I lost a lot of family members during the COVID, right after COVID. And I was like, it got tricky. And it was because they couldn't let us in the hospital to see what they was doing. They wouldn't let you in to see what was going on. They wouldn't let the chaplains go in and pray for your loved ones. They were just killing people. Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but yeah, COVID was. It was basically, I don't know if I can say that word, but it was taking people out. So it was. There's truth to that. And no one could go in and pray for their loved ones. You couldn't talk to them. You couldn't go inside. They were just slabs on a sheet. Then a crazy evil came after that. Raymond didn't take the dab. I got to start working on building my Discord and using my Discord more. They got some root regulator, three step, one mix, two top dress, microbial pH buffering, and pest and disease prevention. Yeah, it sucked because they wasn't letting anybody in. It was crazy because I was at my auntie house and I was standing there talking to her, and she told me she was waiting for her husband and she was going to the hospital because she wasn't feeling good, and she was moving around. She looked the best she ever looked it in a long time, and she went in the hospital and didn't come back. Like it was like something happened, and my uncle was like, they didn't revive her, and she passed. It was just like, damn, I just seen her. Ooh, that must have been an indica. Exactly. What kind of shit is that? They was taking our money at the funeral homes. You couldn't have no funerals. That was like, what really went on? That's the question. What really happened? That's one of those things that make you wonder. That's why we all have a little bit like conspiracy theorists in us because we want to know like what's going on and where is it coming from. And it's all on them showing us that it's possible for there's something possible to exist out there. Once they showed us it was possible for something to exist out there, it made us say, exactly. It really hit the seniors hard. And I had a friend, and he was my age, and he was working at a call center, and he was in the first wave, and he was like, he was actually like, he's my childhood friend. He was gonna write a book for me, and he had called, and he was like, bro, I don't know, everybody getting sick at work. He was like, everybody around me sick. I don't know what's going on. And he said it hasn't affected him. And the next thing you know, he was like, "Oh, bro, I'm in the house. I can't leave. I'm real sick." And that was it. Then he did a post, and he was like, "Just real weak on the floor. Some." One of his last posters, and find out that the COVID took him out, and he was a youngster, was kind of young. It had to be something. And they said that all came from the bats and the birds and stuff like that. So it just gives you more of, was that like a war, a war tactic? Was that the test? It makes the conspiracy theorists and us all wonder what was really going on. It makes you really wonder what's going on because we don't know. You think that you know everything, that's when you realize that you don't know nothing. Because one thing that I seen, like I'll be telling people every day, if they take the THCA away, they can take the THC away. They can give it and they can take it. Don't be surprised if they take it because they want to. I hope that's not it, Raymond. As I love me a McDouble. Shit. I hope they're not using that meat for the McDouble. But it's crazy because they cutting out um a lot of things. I hope they didn't do that, man. That's why the McDoubles got that little. Now they got that little extra little gristle be coming in there now. Oh man, I tried to save the world. It didn't work. I thought I was a superhero. I tried to pray for the world. I tried to save the world, and then I realized that the world was already fucked up. Yeah, I heard that there's been a lot of stuff that they have not been disclosing, like a lot of abductions and things of that nature, and it make you wonder what's really going on. Where are these children? Are they somewhere in a lab? Are they somewhere working? Are they somewhere in Iceland? Are they somewhere buried? We don't know. And that's the things that make us all wonder. It make me wonder a lot. It truly makes me wonder. We just chilling, man. For sure, man. I'm gonna be calling PayPal. I'm gonna be needing that money quick. Cause I've been wanting some hash for like a whole fucking month. Then I had my birthday come up, and then that sucked because a bunch of shit that shouldn't have happened. But we're no longer a child or a boy, so it's okay. We'll get over it. It sucks right now because we really at a time that we really don't know what's going on because they're playing with the loopholes. They're playing with the THCA. They're not letting nobody know. Some states are being lenient. Some states are not. Tennessee seems to be on the fence, but not really sure if they want to allow it yet. So that gives it a gray area. Believe it or not, there is a crazy ass underworld for everything, and this isn't our world no more. Like I know there's one thing. Like I only get along with older people because I'm an older person myself, and we stern and we know what we know. And sometimes we don't disclose what we know because we don't know how the world's going to react to the things that we know. And just to know that it's a spiritual warfare on everyone. You got people that are DACA, what do they call it? Gang stalking and DACA ganging and doing stuff. It all goes to the watchers, man. You gotta think about the watchers. Just think about the watchers. It goes back somewhere. It's been here. There's hidden books, there's hidden scrolls. We need to dig deep because everything has already happened before. It's just happening to us in reverse. I believe there was great nations before and then they was tumbled because of man not able to get along. That's the problem. Man not able to get along. And they have us here in the USA and they use our children to dispute the battles. You know, and that's what it's always been. Send our children to the foreign nations to defend things that our policies and our things that they send the children to fight the wars, bro. It's always the children have always disappeared, and it's just part of population control. It's part of something bigger. Because if we all populated this space, there probably wouldn't be no air. Exactly. And they would say something wrong with us for believing this, but I'm waiting for it. I might not even be here to see it, but just know we're gonna leave it here to say this shall too shall happen. It's gonna happen. If it doesn't happen, we won't be here to see. But at least we know that it has happened before. I think that we are be our own destruction. That's the thing. As humans, we are our own destruction, and that's why it's things that they're not telling us. It was always a joke as we was kids that we would have to pay for air. Yep, and if they use them early, the children become our veterans. If that makes any sense, if they use them early enough, they become veterans, and it's crazy because it's been that. Send them to war, send them to stand up, send them off to fight, and the biggest war in our own country is protecting the children. You have to protect the children, and it says it in the book that the it's crazy because it says it in the book that the men will want the children of the children. That it's crazy because it says it. I just like it's a thing we have to protect everything, and it's a cost to everything. And like I was telling someone, I was like, I don't want to be the guy that trying to solve every problem because those guys be the guys that be the first on the list. I just want to solve my own problems because it's too deep. They say there's spaceships, they say there's outer space stuff, and they've been saying this since the beginning of time. And they say there's mermaids, they say that there's things of this nature. What happens if these things do exist? Are we going to run from them or are we going to take them and try to discover them? No, that's why he tell you to repent for your sins, man. That's the thing. We stop the floodgates when they open, when they break the dams, and nature has its time. It's things that we have no control over. Why we pray now, and even when we at war, we pray. We pray for the nation. We pray for the nation to get better. We pray for the neighbors. We pray for everybody. That's the thing. That's the good thing about all of us in this country. We put here together, and some people don't get along. That's fine too. Nothing is perfect. If you're looking for something to be perfect, then you're in the wrong place. Because as soon as you think that everything is perfect and you forget to wear your jacket, you're gonna come in with a cold. And you'll be like, man, it was just perfect. So we have to be ready for the unexpected. And we don't know when that hour is, man. We don't know if it's a final minute, hour, second. We don't know if there's gonna be a trumpet blowing for us, but it is We don't know if it's going to happen as a mass, everyone happen, or just one by one light out at a time. Who knows? But be prepared and prepare your own throne. This is our own temple. So, prepare your own throne for our own destiny. There's only a few simple words that you can say to do so. We're not here to push nothing on nobody, but everybody knows what they supposed to do. And it's up to you to do it. The craziest thing that my grandma told me about when my sins had became my own sins. And the things that was the most scariest thing to me. Cause I'm like, man, dang, I'm accountable for all the bad things I be doing. And that was selfish for me to be thinking, but as a child, I was being mischievous. Then was mischievous until I realized that I didn't have to go through that no more. There's a better way. I set some goals, I made them, and that's the good thing. I accomplished the goals. There's nothing more to be even set. I heard people was like, "Yeah, we're gonna sub to him, we're gonna unsub to him." That's good too. That's not where we winning at. We already completed our goals. Our goals is quite simple: make X amount of dollars in X amount of time, and we did that. Get over X amount of subs, we did that. Direct traffic, we did that. So this chapter is waiting for the next thing to happen. Like, don't know if it's gonna be THCA. Don't know if I could still sit and smoke with you guys, but thanks to Big Pharma, it has introduced us all into each other because we all run for Big Pharma. The Big Pharma has a big bill and they have big pills to slow down our life. And you can make tinctures, you can make sasses, you can make bombs, you can make teas, you can make all kind of things from this one plant. So don't let them sell you 100 different pills, and you can take one plant, and it's all on how you do it. So many different ways to get the CBD, the CBG, the THC, the THCA, all the properties that you need to help. Do the research to see which properties you need to help you, because I guaranteed you your cannabinoid system has something to do with a lot, and it's a lot of older people inside of the dispensaries, and they are getting great products. There's one guy, he was like, my arthritis, when I get this, I'm gonna be all right. Just know, I know that you can tap into the other realm. Um, it's crazy. Like, I can get into some stories and I can get into some personal things, but you can tap into the realm. Believe it or not, you can tap into it if you're willing to. open up your self, you can tap into the realm. And that's why I get scared on some things, and I say, be careful what you ask the Lord for. As He done some things to touch my life to make it a special, make it a different, make it a different life, Raymond. It's like some of the people that I used to know. I say used to know because we're not the same no more. And once I changed myself, we was never the same. And I had another guy that used to run with me, and he was like, I always knew me and you was the same. We was different. And I said, it's kind of crazy that we both ordained. And I was like, when we used to be on bullshit, and I could say was on some bullshit, and we was on some bullshit. Some things that I'd rather not speak on, but yeah, change is a good thing. Just know praying and asking Him to cover you is one of the things that why I'm still here. You have to. And purpose, finding the purpose. We have a purpose to be here. Like Raymond was led here today on some genuinely being Raymond, and it ended up to be different. It was different. I got a different experience today. That's kind of cool. Not only did I get a spiritual, not only did I get a dab feeling, I got a spiritual high, and that's a different type of high. Something that's like they can't take away. That's totally different. That's like a joy. You get that joy, they can't take it away. And sometimes that's what they try to do. They try to take that joy away because they want to see, they want to poke at you. They make bogus accounts and stuff. And sometimes the devil want to see if he can tempt you too. You know, there's good and evil. You know, he let both spirits out, both angels out. There's both angels out. That's why they said there's one angel here and one angel here. Both of those angels are out. Which one to be the powerful one? It's up to you. Because we are our own angels and we are our own devils. If you can entertain that one is the great the greatness right there. Because we can be our own angel and we can be our own devil. And you like, damn, them. That's kind of deep. It's up to us to entertain and throw out what kind of energy that we're going to throw out into the world. Because we can throw out, I'm going to get high, I'm going to enjoy myself. That's what I'll be telling people, like, let me know what's going on, because, like, I'll be having things going on and I'll be, like, serious, like, real serious. And sometimes people, they be doing little weird shit, and sometimes people don't really get along and it'll clash. But they would just drop an email to let you know, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. This is how this is going to go. You can help them along that. But sometimes it's just not meant to be. And that's how I take it. Some shit is not meant to be. Some things is not to be put on a broad scope. Some things is not to be put on a broad show. Yeah, you have to rebuke the darkness. Yep. As soon as you accept him, that's when it's gonna get crazy. That's when it's gonna get crazy. All the temptation is gonna come, slithering snakes, and then some of the most beautiful, attractive women, they could be Miss Lauren. You have to see what their angle is. That's the thing. You have to see what their angle is. It's one thing to you have to let it in. That's the thing. You have to let it in. You really have to let it in. And I just was like on this YouTube journey, and I never was like focused on anything other than, okay, can I make this work? Can I make this happen? Can I make this work? And I made it happen. I made it work. I moved on. I got out of a different situation. And you just gotta understand each other sometimes. Sometimes it's it's just the world is just so different, but it's so the same. And it's like we all got different problems, but they're all the same. Yeah, we all looking for the same, and somewhere somehow we are what they call soul searching, and we turning through the book, we turning through the chapters of life, we avoiding avoiding obstacles, and some of the people they're optimistic about what we say. They, oh, no, this can't be. And I'll tell you like this, it's only one way, and you gotta live it. You gotta totally live it. And I was talking to my grandpa, and I was trying to get out of my lifestyle, and he told me sometimes you can't fight every battle. And I was like, you crazy. I ain't turning down nothing. And I didn't. Being outnumbered, I never turned down nothing. And I always was vengeful. I always was very, very, very not a nice person. But then when I wanted that change, I came to him and I talked to him, and he explained to me, he was like, sometimes it's your own family and your own friends that's your devil. He said you could be living with the devil and not even know it. And that made me look kind of deep. It made me walk away from everything. Like, and somebody was like, you crazy, this, that, and other. But everything fell in line. Walking away, who knew everything would build up? Just walking away, changing lifestyles, changing friends, changing how I even think. That was the biggest part. And like having a child, that was one of the things that helped make me a better person. It made me just, hey, you can go on, you can do this. I started denying phone calls. No, it's okay. No, it's okay. And then the circle got smaller because the devils became all in one circle. The good energy was all in another circle, and the circle got smaller. But still, they call on you to try to bring you back into that circle. because they're always going to have a hold on you. And just because they think that they have a hold on you, you got to have a mental strength to be a little bit more clever, to outsmart the wicked, malicious ways of the devil. Because he can come nice. You have to look, see how it's coming, deflect it, run away from it. It's not going to make you no less of a person to say no or walk away from something. And that's the thing. People are like, oh, this, that, and other. Mm-mm. Because if I was that warrior for that cause, just imagine the warrior I am for my own cause. And when that sunk into a lot of folks, that made that phone stop ringing. And it's like, so you're on your own cause. Yeah. And it was unclear to a lot of people. And a lot of people laughed at me. I had a lot of my friends come, this, that, and the other. And my cousin was like, that food really made a change. He was like, that food really different. And it just was like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Things that I used to do, I wouldn't do no more. The thoughts that I entertained, I wouldn't entertain no more. And it was all because of change. So you all have the power inside of you to do it. You got to be ready for everything. You know, it'll be interesting, man. You know what to do, Raymond. We just vessels, man, traveling through this light, man. Remember, believe in the whispers in your ears too, because you can hear just some wind and give you a good feeling, y'all. You got to go through something to understand where you headed. You really got to go through something. I got a lot of testimonies and I got a lot of things like I'm gonna have this eye. It's been out. I'm gonna have gashes in my forehead, at least 4 or 5 fingers. With study victory, you know, and survive that shit like crazy things. Things that a lot of people wasn't supposed to survive. I survived. You know, just imagine walking around seeing the inside of your head to your sinus cavity. And nothing coming out. No blood coming out. That's just like something is in that air. You know, they say not to toot your own horn, but it's something there. Whether you believe or don't believe, one day you'll come to a road where you'll have a humbleness and it'll give you a joy inside of your soul that nothing, not THC, not liquor, not nothing. It'll give you a joy that nothing else will. You know, it's different lifestyles, different walks, and it's crazy testimonies because it's life, man. There's always a reason, Raymond. Don't ever think that there's not a reason. That's what I believe in. There's always a reason. There's always a reason. Raymond trying to get his network going. Raymond like I didn't know I had all of this right here at my disposal. That's what he does, man. He put us here to use us, man. That's the thing. You got to be a humble servant. Sometimes you just got to be a servant. Sometimes it's not about being the star of the show. Sometimes it's just about being part of the show. And that's where a lot of people clash and go wrong because they want to be the star. And some people don't want to be a star. But I tell you, if you became a star or something, it'd be the most biggest headache ever. That's what I was like. Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. That was like one of the worst things I did was take on too much responsibility. And when I took on too much responsibility, it made me super responsible, but it made me realize that watch what I asked for. Like Raymond always said, man, I want to know like some of the mysteries. This is like a lot of mysteries. Like, what really are the stars? This is the thing. If they've been around for trillions and millions and billions of years, what are they? We still can't provide. What are they? It's one of those mysteries we'll never know. That's how it has to be something that's protecting the heavens. It's got to be something. Yeah, they tried to make it illegal for a lot of stuff, Raymond. It's crazy because some places in America they don't allow Bible studies. That's why I don't get into a lot of things because things get controversial, things get weird when they involve church. Some people are scared of church. It's like some people are scared of government. You have to you have to be real iffy when you tread because you got a lot of demonic shit too. What happens when you trying to be your own self and walk into a demonic circle? You got to get out of there. And sometimes you don't know where you at on this internet until you there. And somebody be like, "What? What?" It is the internet, and it is crazy, and it is wild. Believe me, it gets wild, and people are like, "What are you talking about?" It get crazy. A lot of demonic shit on here. A lot of different energies. That's why I be like, "No, no, it's okay. It's all right. I'll stay away. It's cool." Because I don't want to lose my sanity or my freedom because whether it's a spiritual fight, whether it's a reality fight, it's still some kind of fight. So you have to avoid the things that you entertain. These people there invite you into some weird things, and then they might have pentagons going, candles going, and they be in full what they into, and that's like not your entity. Like, all right, see you later, peace, cool, and hope that you don't bring none of that evilness on to your body because you came inside of a room that you shouldn't have been into, and it's all because of the algorithm. Everything is a rhythm. Everything is a frequency, a vibration, the things that you got to be careful for. And some people, they not even in tune on what they got going on. And it's like, I stopped watching because it made me looking inside of a window. And I shouldn't look inside a window because I'm not going to judge inside of a window. And that's what this is. It's like a portal, it's a window into somebody else's environment. And we can bring into bad some bad energy if you go into the wrong place because you don't know what's going on in someone else's life. And I'll repeat that again. You can bring some bad energy, and all this stuff is through energy. You be like, Foldem, you tripping? Nah, G, you ain't been there. I've been there. I've been there. I've been in some of the dark shit. I've been in some of the places where they said that you wouldn't make it out of. I've seen people change and turn around that you never thought. So it's up to you to have that hope. You gotta have that hope. If you don't have no hope, you'll never make it out. It's more than that, bro. They're regular people now. And that's what the message has always been. And you'll never know until you get involved, bro. You're on to something. Raymond, you're on to something. I'm not saying I'm not saying nothing. You on to something, Raymond. Raymond, you're on to something. And you gotta look at big some of those big geological forms and some of those things from satellite and make you understand a little more. And when you see some of those sizes, you be like, no way, that ain't no crater. It is deep. It might seem a little science, what they say, science fictional, but somehow, some way lines up. If the planets go into alignment, if the moon changes its shape, then something is going on. There's a reason they in rockets and spaceships trying to get somewhere is because they're trying to get to the unknown. Who knows about how many times around that it's around before you can leave. Maybe they got to go around and around and around and then out of space to get to where they want to go. But they don't know. We'll never know. And until the mission is understood, we'll still be in darkness. And that's the thing. Will darkness or light return? Will we ever turn into the Mad Max? Will we ever turn into the biblical times? Yeah, it's a lot of strange portals and things. They always have existed. Portals, stargates, realms. I believe there's different levels to this. Probably it's like not to our physical our physical vibration might not be able to, but there might be a physical vibration that might be able to access it. Hmm. There's a lot of unanswered mysteries. It is so early. I can't believe it's this early. Damn, Raymond, you just took me there. A whole nother different place. Made me lose track of time. That's awesome though. That's that inner joy, man. Some people will never receive it or understand it. But it's better than it's like, man, it's the best thing ever. Sometimes you gotta get real mad and go through something in order to overcome something. Cause I had to get real mad and then I had to stop caring. Yeah, I believe there is some kind of energy force to that. Whether it's like if they was used for vibrations to lift something, but something bounced off of that. And it's like the same thing like cell phone towers to this day. Because if you look at some of them hieroglyphics, they have flying machines and shit. They have things that resemble airplanes. So if you can get a strong enough vibration going, you can levitate. And that's the same thing like static electricity. You can rub your hands together and pick up a balloon. You can get enough static electricity, and we're not knowing how much gold, copper, and other materials that was inside of those places to transmit whatever kind of energy that they was using. It could have been just something to throw a light show, but something was going on. It's too much talk about energy around it for it not to have something kinetic or comedic. That's the thing. It all goes back to the beginning civilizations. It's too much to entertain because there was like it gets deep because as you get to go into evolutions and time and things of nature, you realize, man, all this stuff is really true. Yeah, they had something had to fall big or something. It might have just zapped something down. What do you think about they said the red salt, you know about the red salt? They said that like that's the giants blood that's into the that fell into the earth. That's kind of interesting too. It's just interesting how they was engineering gold and copper. Just real crazy from simple minerals. How did they get the knowledge to? And then they're dispersed in different regions also. It was for years. Remember, years ago, everybody was talking about the, yeah, yeah, kind of crazy, huh? You remember, a few years ago that they was talking about, damn, where my train of thought go? The the sandstones in Georgia. There's so many mysteries in the world.
What up, guys? So,
Yeah, because it goes back. It goes to the Ice Age. It goes to the woolly mammoths. It goes to the oil that came out the ground from the tar. Because it's crazy because out here we have one of those tar pits still, and it's one of those mysteries, and it's still oozing tar, and it's still got dinosaurs and shit down in it, and it's in the middle of the city, and it's a straight tar pit, and that comes from the fucking dinosaurs. They call it the La Brea Tar Pits, and it's in the middle of the city. It's a straight park that's oozing tar. And it's been like that for many, many, many years. And I believe they can't stop that area. And it's one of those things that, since it's always been there, that they're going to let it stay there. Yeah, those are ancestors. We had to get our abilities to think and something from somebody, you know. Because if you think like of the civilizations that never, ever, ever, ever seen anybody, and to our civilizations and different things of that nature, it'll amaze you and astonish you the things that we have been through. Yeah, the earth created it, and the dinosaurs died because of it, and they still got like bones and stuff inside of this crude. It's a park that's here. You can look it up. It's called the La Brea Tar Pits, and it's one of those places that is original a tar pit, and it's got crude bubbling out the ground, and that's where the dinosaurs and stuff like that, and it hasn't been covered up, and it's been here forever. And that's one of the things. Like, why is it here? Because it's always been here, and they just didn't cover up history. It's just that nobody cares anymore to understand. But as kids, they took us on field trips to go see the tar pits and explain to us that dinosaurs once roamed here. And that's interesting because, like, people say, oh, no, they didn't. And to go to that little square in the middle of the city and see it puts you back into millions and millions of years. Just a lot of crazy shit. How all that happens. How does what makes the volcano? That's probably how a lot of our land came to be formed too. But I don't know. Everything's a myth. We'll never know. That's what makes it an adventure. That's what makes it interesting. That's what makes it science. That's the thing. They want us to believe that there's no free energy. Everything is free. If you can frack the ground for water, everything is free. They just found a way to sell it back to us. That's the most important thing. Everything is free. They just found a way to sell it back to us. That's where the rules and regulations come in because they don't want you to mess up nature. That's the thing. Everything is really free. They don't want us to know that. And I can't stand Tesla. Tesla is something else. He's the biggest energy waster. he's got a headquarters here, and he's fracking under the ground, and he's doing things that only money can allow you to do. He's really got a super headquarters over in this area, and yeah, you seen how he used his money to tangle into the politics, and it's just with that type of money, it's just one of the major powers, one of the major powers, and that's the thing. They're never going to let you know who are the major players. We all are grubs up under the major power, under major players. We'll never be able to compete because they need us to buy into their nonsense. Yeah, I think it's just a lot too much money for one person to have. Yeah, TJ giving away some hash. TJ going Hollywood. Yeah, they gotta have a hold that was by something. That's why there's good, and that's why there's evil. And they say good will always prevail evil. So just keep it good. Just be good. You don't have to be super strong. That's the thing. When I realized that you don't have to be super strong, you don't have to involve yourself in anything. That's like when people be doing weird things and they be thinking that I'm just an internet character. It's just making me like really want to test something, and then I realized something. That's the evil. They want the evil to come out of you. You've been being good. And it's only when you came to the internet that it pulled you the wrong way. And I was like, dang, I see it. And it's just that simple. And sometimes people can mean good, but they have evil intentions too. I just been blessed, man. That's what I'm finna do. Bounce around and show some love. I'll come hunt you guys down. You know where to find me at, Raymond. I see you, man. Stay encouraged, brother. Stay encouraged. That's what he wants you to do. He wants you to stay encouraged. The world is not encouraged. And I realized that I would lose a lot of my breath trying to save the world. So I can't save the world, but I can save myself and one person at a time if they willing to learn about themselves, really, because it's really finding yourself. Once you find yourself, everything else will fall into play. You guys, we had a motivational hour somehow, some way. It was great, and it's always great. We're gonna leave this on a positive note, like always, with a little bit of motivation and a little bit of inspiration. We can do anything. We can mend fences. We can build bridges. We can love each other. We can show each other support, and that's what we're here for. Stay grounded, stay blessed, stay humble, stay focused, love each other, and once again, stay hemping. Keep that hemp lit. Sign the local hemp supporter link, and hopefully they free our plant in every state. It's been a good show. It's been nothing but love. I'm a little bit dry mouthed. I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'm gonna go support every other show that I can. And I'll see you in the chats, Raymond. See you around, brothers. Shout out to everybody that's doing their thing. Keep doing it and let's grow. It's Folder Me and T, and we are out.